All right, ladies and gentlemen, what is the deal? How is everyone doing today? I hope everyone's good. Salute to everyone. What is the deal? Let's see who is in the building today. Let's rewind. My man Mir Depp. No, what's good? Diagray Sky holding us down. No. Yes, I said that. Bananas, what's good? Dental surgery, man. Yeah, get that handle, son. Who else? TST NML, what's going on? Detroit Throwers in the building, the 07. Yes. I'm loving it all. What is good, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another edition of Live from the Lab. Man, this is, I was the other day. What's going on, Eon? I haven't seen you in a minute, son. What's going on? What's good? My man Sam Oyos is in the building, ladies and gentlemen, from the band Playing Dead. Very awesome band. I still got to do a little review on your band. I do my pick a few different albums. Okay, do your thing, TST. I'll stall them. I'm only fucking with you. Nah, but come back because we're gonna be Oh, I got you, Eon, I got you. Come back, TST, because we're gonna be talking about the Arsonists today, and I know y'all know what's up. But before we get into that, let's get into today's announcements and stuff like that. First, I wanted to say that we're almost approaching episode 60, which is very trippy to me. When I first started doing this, I didn't know what to expect. This was more of DJ Stutter's idea, along with someone that I was working with over at Viper Records when I was putting out the singles over at Viper Records. And we also, the singles at Viper Records. I was working with a young lady named Dove, and she also was strongly suggesting that I get into this. So here we are right now, almost at episode 60, and we've been consistent, man. Y'all have been showing up. We've been having guests. We've been going over topics, all the good stuff. So thank you so very much, all of y'all. We're gonna keep on pushing. We're gonna keep moving forward. So a couple of announcements. Today we dropped the limited edition QR code splattered colored vinyl. So let's give a look at this. I want to show y'all. I'm very excited about this. Here we are. So we go over here to the QR code shop, and there it is. Look at that, man. Look at that. That is a work of art. I am so fucking hyped about this. They started selling today. Thank you for the guys over at the label of Perpetual Stew. They are killing it for us. They produced this whole thing as far as the vinyl, the look, everything, and they're doing all the distribution and handling the sales ends on this. And we are greatly, speaking on my behalf and Rep Maddox's behalf, we are so hype about this. It's limited, just like pretty much everything that we got going. And but I would, if you're digging this album, I would definitely grab a couple of copies of this, of course. Let's scroll down a little bit just to let you know where we're at. We still got the QR code t-shirts, the Comic-Con nerd shit t-shirts, the limited cassettes, the CDs, those are moving well. The action figures were down to a handful. The tote bags, the iron-on patches, the embroidered patches, and of course, the album poster and the Comic-Con nerd shit poster. Ladies and gentlemen, that's where we're at with the merch. And I believe next month, we're gonna have the limited edition Comic-Con nerd shit 45. So we'll be talking about that when we get close. But one more time, let's look at this beautiful work of art. The qunique and DJ Rhetmatic QR code limited splattered colored vinyl. Man, what an amazing thing. So get in on that, y'all. Get in on that for reals, man. Thank you, man. Thank you. Thank you. Who said that? No, thank you very much. Thank you. So that's for sale right now. Hit up qunique.com. We were just on at q-unique.com. What up, Nicholas? We were just showing off the new vinyl. Will Sanchez, what's going on? You good? Welcome to the show, man. Welcome. Glad you're here. Okay, so this Monday, as you could see, I'm ready for this show. This Monday, we celebrated, and I almost forgot, the 27th anniversary of the first Arsonist album, As the World Burns. Man, it is really surreal to even say that number. So what I wanted to do today was just, go over some of the releases that were around the album and just give you some of the things that I can remember. What's going on, TST? We just got into the Arsonist portion. You're here on time. So let me go first to the obvious. Here we are. As the World Burns, the Arsonist, the first album that we put out. Let me, how do I do it? There we go. The first album that we put out on Matador Records. Man, I don't know what's going on over there. And man, I tell you, man, it is amazing. What is this? I got something in here. Oh, the back tray of the CD is oddly in this vinyl. So over there you got myself, Swell, Destroy, Freestyle, and Jice in the circle. Says all the name, but if you have the CD, you know that. Let me put that over there. Oh, and actually put it back in here. And whenever I think of this album, man, it's pretty emotional. So much time, obviously 27 years ago, and you start to try to remember some of the stories and the adventures that went along with this album. We started really raw and like without anything that would be going. Let me get my pile of records and prepare for my presentation over here. I got a few gems here to show y'all. Hopefully I grabbed everything, or I grabbed as much as I could. So it all begins with this. It all begins with this, the session on Fondlem Records. Quick background story of how this happened. So let's just talk about the recording. At the time, I was living in Gravesend, Brooklyn. Closer, actually, might have been Gravesend into Bensonhurst at that point. We had moved. And I owned a Tascam 8-track reel-to-reel machine, quarter-inch reel, not half-inch, quarter-inch reel. And we were recording a few songs there. The actual first Arsonist song that was recorded, from my recollection, was Halloween. And when we recorded Halloween, we recorded it to an Ill and Al Scratch remix instrumental. I wish I could remember what beat it was. I think I Got Her, that song that they had, I Got Her, something like that. And thank you, Bananas, I appreciate you. Thank you very much. Thank you, No, as well. Anyway, so that was Halloween. We had it, we put it to the side. Exactly, Sam. And then one day, Swell, Freestyle, and Destroy show up at my mom's house. That's where I was living at the time. And when I was in the Nomads, there were 3 producers for the Nomads. There was Thomas Owens, who was someone that I was working with early in my career, and we were working on demos at Platinum Island Studios. Then there was Skef Anselm, for those that kind of think they heard that name before. Brand Nubians, De La Soul, and infamously or famously A Tribe Called Quest on the song We Got the Jazz. Phife Dawg says, and oh shit, Skeff Anselm, he gets props too. So Skeff was producing the Nomads as well back in the day. Skeff was actually one of my first mentors in the game, aside from Thomas Owens, who I had mentioned. And I learned a lot from Skeff at that time in the Nomads. Even though I was still a little rough around the edges, I was learning a lot from Skeff. But that's a whole nother story. And then the third producer for the Nomads was Groovy Lou. It's not the Groovy Lou that was down with Bad Boy. This is a different person. And he also produced a track on the D&D All-Stars album, or the D&D Studios album. I forgot what it was called. Was it called All-Stars? I don't remember. But the D&D album, D&D Recording Studios, he produced the track for Big Jazzo, who was down with Jay-Z. And he was also a member of the Nomads. So one day, Groovy Lou had given me a tape of beats, as he would always do. And on that tape was the beat for the session. Now, there was no, obviously it was just the beat at the time. We didn't know where we were gonna go with it. But I could tell you that Groovy Lou thought that that beat, which ended up being the session, was an interlude for a Nomads album. That's how he first saw it. So I didn't even think anything of it. Now fast forward a little bit, when I started rocking with the Arsonists, that day, like I said, Destroy, Freestyle, and Swell showed up. We were going through beats, and I played that beat from Groovy Lou, and they were instantly in love with it. Like, they was like, yo, this is a banger, let's go. So I recorded onto the 1/4-inch reel-to-reel, and we just do this very loose-based, kind of like, you know, having fun rhyme. It was like a really, the whole aim was to have fun. We were trying to match the vibe of the beat. The beat just felt like a very happy, fun beat, and lyrically we were just trying to match that, and flow-wise, and we were all going back and forth. And I tell you, man, I remember the next day listening to the demo before anybody had even heard it, and I remembered having this feeling like, yo, I think we struck oil. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, we did something really, really dope here. Even though when you listen to it now, it probably comes across as very simple to a lot of people, regardless. But at the time, you gotta remember, this is like 1995. And at the time, I don't remember, well, there were groups that were kind of doing this similar things. You might, you know, there were times when, I remember one time De La Soul came through to Fab Beats, and they compared us, Maceo compared the Arsonists to either Hieroglyphics, Souls of Mischief, or Farside. That's how he saw it, you know what I mean? So anyway, we record the song, we're excited, and then, where we at? As the World Burns, yes. And so we record the song, and then the way the Arsonists worked at that time was we were a bigger crew. We were about almost 9 to 12 members deep at that time. A lot of people kind of know, but that is the fact. There were that many members in the Arsonists. And one of the kind of members or kind of associates was DJ Tony Touch. He was actually in a group with Destroy called Touch and Destroy. And he was gonna go up to the Stretch and Bob show to DJ, I think, and to play some demos from Touch and Destroy or whatever. And we gave him the session. So when he gets up there, they're interviewing, talking, and then they go through tracks, and then they finally play the session. And what happened that was unexpected was the listeners ended up falling in love with the session, so much so that Bobbito used to write for was it Stress Magazine or one of those? He used to write for a magazine, probably wrote for a few. And he ended up giving us what he called the Butter Awards at that time. And the reason why he gave us the award was because our demo was one of the most requested songs of the year. And it was like, when I think about it, that's, you know, that's not an easy thing to do, man. It wasn't like we were calling, we weren't, you know, like it was just one of those things where we were excited that he played it that night, but I don't know if we were really paying attention, like, is he gonna play it again? We weren't really paying attention like that, you know? We were kind of, at that time, the Arsonists, we were kind of hanging out a lot and excuse me, and vibing and recording and coming up with routines for stage. So we wasn't really thinking about that. So when that happened, it was trippy. And then I get the call from Bobbito, and to make a very long story, just slightly less long, he offers to put it out on Fondulum Records, and it just took off for us. Like, it was just like off of 2 songs, The Session and Halloween. Just we started getting a buzz, and in New York and then overseas, and then it just started to spread based off of the 2 songs. Even in Cali, where we at? Let me go over here for a second. Gotta get everything over here. Even in Cali, and I dug this up. Check this out, y'all are gonna dig this. The world famous Beat Junkies, and this is talking about how things come back around, right? So this album right here is called The World Famous Beat Junkies, Volume 1, DJ Babu. Right here, this album, they played, where is it? He threw The Session on this album. Awesome, right? And look at that, years and years later, me and Rhett Matic work on an album together. So that's pretty cool. So The Session ends up on a Beat Junkies compilation mix album. Really cool shit. And so now we're like getting momentum. We're in the street. We're putting stickers everywhere and really, really spreading the word of who we were. We just wanted people to know who we were. It was like we kind of understood what the assignment was, but not fully. We had our minds more on. Thank you, Sam. We had our minds more on what we were going to do on stage more than anything. At least that's how I remember it. And recording, we would always show up. You know, heads would always show up to my crib, and we were just constantly recording demos, and just having fun. I don't even know if we knew if we were gonna put out an album or not. We were just recording songs. And let me get over here. And then we get the call for a second single, and that comes out on MC Search and DJ Eclipse's label, Searchlight. Really cool. And our second single gets a little more serious with Venom and Seed. And before I get ahead of myself, this version of Venom is, the second verse is all me. And the reason why I'm saying that is because on the album, that version is, I think I get like 2 bars and then Jice takes over. We kind of remixed it for the album lyrically. But the single, if you have this, it's a whole I get the whole first verse. Second verse. And then Seed with the rest of the members. And there's actually 2 members on here that don't end up making it to the 5, which is Ching Rock and, actually it's Crash, Ching, and Kinetic. Those are some of the members that you might not be aware of. Anyway, this comes out and it kind of like, people love it, but some people don't know what to make of it because they were listening to the session and they could hear all that fun and like silliness. When this hit, people were like, wait a minute, I didn't know that they could get serious. It was like almost like we threw a curveball. It was pretty cool, actually. And to be able to work with MC Search from Third Base to release a single is pretty fucking hip hop as well. Actually, having Bobbito put out our first single and then MC Search putting out our second single, come on, son, like that's crazy, man. So that happens. And now we got 4 songs out there. And I'm not sure. Oh, it's all good. It's all good. Thank you, Bananas. It's all good, TST. At that point, now we're like really like traveling to do shows. I think we came to Cali to do the B-Boy Summit. We did some stuff upstate, Connecticut. We were just going in random spots. And then Bobbito comes back around, and I might have my timeline a little distorted, but Bobbito ends up taking us for the first time to Europe, and it was truly amazing. We ended up doing this festival called the Roskilde Festival, along with Company Flow, Nonfiction, Mass Influence, High and Mighty, Mr. Live. Man, I know I'm missing some there. And then the whole festival, we had Black Sabbath, Marilyn Manson, Kraftwerk. It was insane. The whole thing, the whole experience. And remember, this is us starting with just making a demo to just things just kept on unfolding and just happening. And we weren't really forcing the issue, if you understand. Like, we weren't really bothering people, like asking people for favors or hookups. We were just doing what we thought we needed to do, which was to be tight on stage and to keep on recording and to keep buzzing our shit. We would go out in the streets and put up stickers and stuff. I remember Destroy actually, I don't know if he got arrested or he got fined because he got busted by the police for putting up arsonist stickers. So that happened. And if you were in New York, you saw our stickers everywhere at that time. Like, we were going nuts. There was a bunch of us. So we were really covering the city, especially on the trains, man. We were killing it. So that happens. And then, let me see. Bobbito comes back around. Wait, before I even say that, here's some of the extracurricular stuff that happened. This was the WHT 14 years of rap that happened in between. So that was Arsonists and Nonfiction, specifically me and Jice with Ill Bill and Lord Goat, AKA Gore-Tex, end up doing that song. That song does well, like people love it. The video does really well. And now we're really moving and people are really being cool. And you gotta remember, this is a circle of like, this was an incredible time because it was, and in New York, just speaking for New York, and hopefully I don't miss anyone, but it was like Arsonists, Nonfiction, Company Flow, The Juggernauts, Natural Elements, Natural Resource, The Plague, New Eureka Poets Cafe, Megahertz, Cenobites, MF Doom. I mean, the list goes. This is all of us coming out the gate, like moving forward and really laying the groundwork for independent hip hop at that time. So it was a very special time. Also, another one, there's an Arsonist song on this. This is the Matador 10-year anniversary CD, and there's an Arsonist song that was probably gonna end up on As the World Burns, but it didn't. It ended up on this. It's called Universal Skills, if you ever get your hand on this. Matador 10th anniversary double CD set, or triple CD, I don't remember. But Universal Skills by the Arsonists, a track I produced on here, and it's Freestyle Destroy and Swell rapping, and I'm on the beat on that one. So if you get a chance to check that out, that's on there. I'm just trying to cover all the in-between stuff as well. You know how it goes. Also, let me see what I got here. When we released Venom, it ended up on this compilation called Facts and Fiction, and Venom ended up on here. And other artists on here are the Jigmasters, Nonfiction, Shabam Sadiq, Basement Chemist, Organized Confusion, Mass Influence, Big Twan, Geology, Ocean Aquanaut, and Tony Bones, the Arsonists, Dilated Peoples, Sons of the Subway, Red Foo, and Dre Croon. That was on this, and Venom ends up on this compilation right here. Boom. Okay, we got that. Let me bring this one back. And then that happens, and then Bobbito comes back, and he does our third independent single, which was Blaze, Gimbo's Theme, and Flashback. This is the third independent release. The second one on Fondle 'Em, right after MC Search and Eclipse put out our single. And I produced Blaze, and then me and Destroy co-produced Gimbo's Theme, and Freestyle produces Flashback, I think. I don't remember. Oh, me and Freestyle co-produced Flashback, which not really much, but anyway. And now, at this point, okay, I'm just making sure I pay attention to y'all. Now, at this point, Matador Records steps in. Now, mind you, now we're doing a lot of live performances. We've done Rocksteady anniversaries a few times, killing that. We've been to Europe, maybe, did we go twice? I don't remember, but we've been to Europe. We're doing all types of stuff. We're performing all over the United States, specifically in the Northeast, obviously, but we're really, really grinding it out and having a great time at it. And then the studio shifts. It goes from my mom's house. We end up bringing all my equipment to Destroy's house, and I end up living there for a little bit. And we start going heavy with the recording. We're recording all the time now because the entire crew was more based out of Bushwick, Brooklyn. I was in a different part of Brooklyn. I was in Gravesend. So I end up going to live with Destroy and his family, and we just go crazy in recording and remind you, we didn't have a record deal. We didn't have nothing. We just recorded. And in many ways, it was kind of a smart move because we were preparing for something that we didn't know what was gonna happen. And what happens? Matador Records approaches us and offers us a deal, and we take it. And before I even get into the details of whatever, after 27 years, what I can honestly say is that Matador Records was a perfect fit for us. They were amazing. I got mad love for them. They are forever part of the history of the Arsonists, forever a part of my career's history. And they were amazing people, man. You know how, and the reason why I say this, because usually when artists talk about labels, they always have beef, money, this, that. I can't even say that about Matador. They were so loving and caring about what we were doing that they were just amazing, man. And I truly miss them, man. Put that over there. So we signed to Matador, and we jump right into the studio, and we record all of these songs. Backdraft, Shit Ain't Sweet. We re-record, because a lot of these were demos. So now we're taking the budget and we're doing what we're supposed to do. Eric, what's the deal, homie? Ladies and gentlemen, Eric Lanhart, bass player for Mother Fuzz, musician extraordinaire, motorcycle enthusiast, metalhead, learning about hip hop, and Northeast lumberjack. Anyway. So now we're re-recording these things for the album. We have Backdraft, Shit Ain't Sweet, Pyromaniacs, Flashback, The Session, Shaboing, Rhyme Time Travel, Live to Tell, Seed, Underground Vandal, Blaze, Venom, Frenemies, Lieutenant Worf and Chewbacca, In Your Town, Lunchroom Takeout, Worlds Collide, Halloween, Disturbed Words, and Gimbo's Theme. I said it out of order, but you get the point. We gave, it's crazy because when there's a part of me that looks at this album, right, and I say, that's what's up. That's for got you, Eric. That's what's up, TST. Thank you, thank you. Fate is an interesting thing because initially when I look at this album, I say to myself, we put too many songs on that first album. If it was up to me, if it was today's qunique, I would have broken up the songs and put out a bunch of albums. You know what I mean? That way we could have kept a different kind of momentum. But fate was gonna shift things, and I'll explain. We end up putting out a bulk of what we recorded, right, on this album. There's, I don't know, there's 27 songs or something like that. It's a crazy number. And normally I wouldn't put out that many songs on an album, but as fate would have it, obviously the Arsonists adventure kind of ends. It gets disrupted right after this album, which is sad, but it's something that happens in the industry almost every day, and it is what it is. But that being said, it's kind of good in a way that we did get all of these songs on here because as fate would have it, we would need that many songs on here in order to maintain the history of this band, of this group. I tell you, man, from my perspective, we had a lot of fun doing this album overall. Sure, did we, yo, what up, B? What's the deal, son? Ladies and gentlemen, in a second, that's the homie B, the designer, the artist for the QR code album artwork. Please give him a salute. Please give him a salute, ladies and gentlemen. He is an amazing artist. Please make sure you follow him on Instagram. His work is outstanding. Outstanding. One of my favorite artists on the planet, seriously. So, from my perspective, we had a lot of fun making this album. We had a lot of fun, seriously. Nightmare, what's the deal, son? I can't tell you how many times we laughed, had great energy, just thinking about, there were nights, right? Because eventually what ended up happening was I ended up getting a spot in like downtown Brooklyn, like Bed-Stuy, Crown Heights. It's like I was in the middle of all of that. And I turned half of my apartment into the Arsonist headquarters. And that's when it really like kicked in, where we were just like hanging out a lot and recording a lot and just really piecing together our very extensive yet short-lived legacy. And there were nights where Freestyle would come with his ASR-10, Destroy would use this other older sampler I had called the DJ-70, which is, it's a crazy sampler to work with. If anybody's seen it, it's a keyboard that had this like plastic circular thing that was supposed to like emulate scratches. It was pretty cool. It's called the Roland DJ-70. But there was no quantizing on it. So Destroy would put together beats on this, and I ended up getting the MPC 2000 XL. And there were nights where all three of us would be in a huddle, but with headphones on. We wouldn't really talk to each other. We'd just be making beats. Imagine that, son. Like, that's crazy. Like, just quiet. Everybody's just pounding away at keys and pads and just coming up with beats for the album or whatever we was doing. And I remember magical moments like that. It was just amazing. And then the rest of the crew would come over. We set up the mic and everybody would sit there and write bars and just get on the mic and put down what they wanted to get down on the album. It was magical, man. You know what's crazy? I'm saying all of this and I find myself getting a little emotional, man, because even though like we've moved on and things have changed and everybody's in a different place in their lives, it was a beautiful time. It was a beautiful time. And when you think of it that way, you really miss it because there was nothing like it in my career. I never experienced anything before that or after that like that. I love each and every single one of the members, even though we all don't talk a lot these days. And it's not a beef thing or anything. It's just life, man. You know, you get older, you have a family, you have your job, what your journey, whatever. And everybody's path is different. And it is what it is. And that's how things happen, right? But that moment in time was amazing. From what we was experiencing in our own circle to when we would go out into the open and see the rest of our swimming pool and what everybody was doing. It was magical, man. It was beautiful. And I'm sure all the other groups would say the same thing, from Company Flow, Nonfiction, Juggernauts, so on and so forth. It was just a magical time. And I'm happy that we were there to see it. I'm happy that we were there to be a part of it, to help lead the way. It was beautiful. And so we put this album out, and man, you know, it really changed things for us, man. We ended up getting booked on more extensive tours, bigger tours. We end up going out with The Roots, Public Enemy. We opened up for EPMD, KRS-One. It was one of the most, if not, it was one of the most hip hop moments of my career. I've had quite a few, and that one's up there. And this album is one of the most important albums I've ever been a part of, easily. And those guys helped me evolve as a lyricist. And later on, when you look at something like that and you analyze the moment, it also helped me become a better person, because you're able to look at the mistakes you made and slip-ups or cool things, and you want to embellish on them. And so that's also part of the evolution and part of being there with them, you know what I mean? And thank you, Nicholas, I appreciate that. And so, like I said, it was an amazing time. And I love those guys, and I love this album, and it was amazing, you know what I mean? So one of the things I found, we ended up doing a few big tours, and one of them, we did a tour with hardcore band Dog Eat Dog, or, you know, hardcore, yeah, kind of rap rock, hardcore, Dog Eat Dog, a German rap group called The Specialists, and this band called Crazy Town. They had a song called Butterfly. And they ended up putting some of our songs on this compilation called Sound Slam, which I'm, at this point, this is a rare compilation. Trying to see what songs that they put on here. They put, let's see. Oh, they put Blaze on here. So the song Blaze is on the Sound Slam CD that was part of this tour. And what was cool about this tour was it was two stages. It was two boxing rings put together, because they had it where each band was versing the other band. It was a cool idea, man. So this is another compilation that we ended up on. We ended up on a few. I couldn't find them all, but that was that. This is the instrumental album for the Arsonists that was out there as well. Got that. What else we got? Oh, let me put that down there. And then one of the singles, aside from, so the first single that came out on Matador was Pyromaniacs. And that's a crazy story, because there was an original version that came out. It was pressed, went out. Then something happened with the copyright and all that shit. And then I had to remix it. And then there was a second version that came out. So if you have the original version, you got something good. If you have the second version, you got something good as well. But the original version is rare. But we'll get back to that. And then the other one was Backdraft and Halloween 2. We put that out. And, you know, people dig that one as well. That was fun. And then lastly, we end up putting, Destroy made this happen. He was able to go with this label, and we put out this box set double CD. It's As the World Burns, and on the other side, it's Lost in the Fire. Now, Lost in the Fire is a collection of Arsonist demos that remember I said in the beginning how we were recording a whole lot of songs? Well, a lot of those songs ended up on Lost in the Fire because they didn't end up on As the World Burns. So if you could listen to Lost on the Fire, it's streaming everywhere on all the streaming platforms. So that's that with the box set. And we also had a limited vinyl on Chopped Heron. This is Lost in the Fire on Chopped Heron, and it's got on the A side, these are songs you might not have ever heard of from the Arsonists. Do It, Wee Hours featuring J Live, Rough Times, Universal Skills, which I mentioned was on that Matador compilation, AEIOU, Skillif Regnu, Sparkum, and Testin. Really cool vinyl that Chopped Heron put out, label out in London. And, you know, the album came out and it did a lot for all of us. What I would say is that it provided us with one of the most incredible experiences at the right time during a beautiful chapter in the hip hop history, that 90s era that a lot of people are in love with. We were a part of that. And thanks for this album that put us in a perfect place to be a part of that, of that moment in time. Salute to everyone that was a part of the journey. Jice, Freestyle, Swell, Destroy, Kinetic, Ching, Crash, Spin One, Tony Touch, Groovy Lou, DJ Neil Armstrong, Pop Rec. Man, there's so many names that I'm not fully remembering, but we had, and Matador Records, and Bobito, and Search, and DJ Eclipse, and D&D Studios, and Galco Studios. The whole, this entire circle that was there in order to help us make what we had, the Rocksteady crew that provided us with some of the biggest stages during the Rocksteady anniversary, and all the groups and people that we've toured with at that time. It was just an amazing time for us. So what I would like to do first is, I've been waiting to do this. If you haven't seen this, let me set this up. This is a live performance of the Arsonists performing on a French television show, a very popular French television show called Canal Plus. And you'll see, I don't want to say too much, but this is us performing live on TV in France. It's an amazing thing, and here we go.
I suggest you keep your distance. My death blows inevitable, and you're susceptible to physical injury. This music industry is full of sin. That's why I'm flipping, dipping and diving. Phony executives to keep always consecutive. We also got a lot of actors who claim they bring the drama. The only way they're getting laid out is with your mama's comments. Couldn't stop me, semicolons and hyphens when I freestyle. 200 words a minute, poetry type when I'm hyping. I seem to like in the tunnel like one in the chamber, ready to penetrate a stranger. Under the spell of danger. When the word Arson, this ain't hard to figure yet. Gotta stop smoking them seeds. Somebody pass me the nigga. Put your hands together, we about to bust your melon. Crossing the map with yours and vinyl top. Selling some stop, telling me tales. Your act ain't got no character. Need more practice, now you need more stamina. The man with the intense spout, burning up the vehicle. The battle just me and you. Sorry, me and your crew. There's no chance I wonder when you end up getting played. Keep your ashes in the urn and make sure they're being saved. Keep looking into the eyes of my enemies, fortress snorkeling deep within the outskirts, moving and cool and stalling. Falling behind a back from the summit, turning don't test me. Creepy callers, your rappers really starting to bore me. Forcing me to flee up on a corner, spread disease. Type remedy for the ears of DT. Double the beat, feed upon the energy, cause he got on our seeds. Here to serve a good deed for those who need it to be you please. I don't like tapes after beatdowns, defeat clowns with street sounds. Neighbors tell me to keep the heat down. In this deep town with food slip like cool chip. This ain't no school trip, it's some cruise shit like news clips. Cruise step, heavy more style. Watch you rip the flakes, triple flakes, make non-believers do the triple take. I'm on cruise and I'm Tom Cruise on a mission. My full position, got competitions, mama wishing. Next exhibition by Ricky Snake, oranges babe. From the Wimbledon Ocean, the Army Show. What get you play? My toes, rivers, I clean clothes. Lyrical beat pros, all game street flows. Hope your team knows. We get around like newsmans, giving black and blues bands to who can. Touch the metal flavors like you can. 5 elements, 5 microphones, 5 MCs as the world burns, about to bring it live. Fully equipped with the mic.
a spray can, I withstand any wicked plan. Conjured by a wicked man, a quick hand, a snatch up.
Ramos and his juice sparks the matchup.
The ciphers and flames got nothing to lose but a whole lot to gain. So I remain the main master of ceremonial. Like Puerto Rico remains prison by colonial. Yeah, verses, open chopper curses, couldn't face, but basic rhyme patterns have you all standing in the main. I reached the track up as if it was my Nike Air. No one MCs unaware, cook a bag, lay out, shine, radio rhymes, bring light to the subject of lyrical content, the rhythm, give this contract.
Nice freestyle, swell, qunique, destroy, turntables, microphones, spray cans, and b-boys. We got it all locked, 5 lyrical messiahs, hands up, what? Arsonists setting fires.
Arsonists setting fires.
Arsonists setting fires.
Arsonists setting fires.
Arsonists. He got his friends. As the world. Paris. Setting fires. See y'all in a bit.
Merci beaucoup. C'était le groupe new-yorkais Arsonists.
That was amazing, man. What a time. What a time. Getting a little emotional. Yeah, man, that day was just crazy for us. You know, you get to experience these things. And you know what's funny is that we did that TV show, and I've always remembered that we did it. And we used to have a copy, and then the copy ended up getting lost. So I hadn't seen that performance in decades. And I guess somebody in Europe must have had it or found it, and they posted it on YouTube. And it was just like, thank God. You know, it was one of those like, at least we have this video of us going live, you know. And there's so much you could say about that performance. There's crews these days. Thank you, Eric. There's crews these days that kind of like, I feel like resemble the Arsonists. And I'm not saying that in a bad way. I actually find it flattering. And I'm not even sure if they even know who the Arsonists are. You know what I mean? But that being said, it was just, that moment was just so amazing, man. So the name of that song is Blaze. I produced that track. And it's funny because when I produced that track, I remember I wasn't sure if it was gonna make it, and it was Freestyle that solidified, and he started off. Actually, you could hear him. He's the first one on the track, but he was always the one that would be encouraging, like as far as my production, and like wanted to move forward and just like, you know, get things done. You know, when I think of each member, man, and how they affected me, is just, it's amazing. So Destroy and Freestyle to me were always like high level as far as lyricism and energy and syllable patterns and things of that nature. Not taking away anything from anybody else, but everybody had their place. To me, Destroy was more of a crazy pattern guy. Like, he could come up with interesting patterns, and his energy was just insane. It was just, he was perfect at what he did. Freestyle was like this airtight flow, great vocabulary, great vocal tone, all of that. I think, first of all, I think everybody had a great vocal tone in the Arsonists. But Freestyle had a great vocal tone. At the time, he was really good off the head. He was entering battles. I remember him winning some. And I was like, you know what I mean? Like, I'd be there in the battles like a cheerleader or like a corner guy. Like, you got to get him free. You got to get him. It was just amazing to watch. Swell was just pure adrenaline almost all the time. And Swell was always a positive force as far as what we were looking at. He would never get bummed out of situations, unless, of course, dudes were bumping heads and stuff like that. Then that's unavoidable. But Swell had that energy both on and off stage. And he would get you so fired up that you just be ready for anything. And Swell had that. And lyrically, he was also a pattern guy, like Destroy. You know, like he could figure out, you know, how to do things in a really cool flow. Jice was a walking thesaurus. And what I mean by that is, thank you, Gorilla. Thank you in advance for your support with the super chats, super stickers, and super gifts. Thank you, and thank you, Gorilla, for getting it started. Thank you. Jice was a thesaurus. He was almost like, you know when you listen to De La Soul and you gotta really pay attention to what they're saying? He was like of that cloth. And again, good at putting the pattern together, good with his syllable bounce. great vocal tone. I'm not going to speak about myself. I just feel awkward doing that. For me, I just feel honored and privileged that I was a part of the circle. You know what I mean? Like, they didn't have to have me be a part when I look at it now. And what I have to also mention is that Ching, a member that you guys might not be familiar with, he's on, when you go back to the stream, he's on the song Halloween, and you can hear him on Lost in the Fire. And he was like the Hulk of the Arsonists. Like, he's like 6'2", big dude, and he was like a Freddie Fox type of deal. Like, you just wasn't gonna fuck around with him. My man Eon, thank you for the support, baby. Thank you for the support with the super chats, super stickers, and super gifts. And Kinetic, the other member that you guys might not, he's on Lieutenant Warfare and Chewbacca, and he's also on Seed. Kinetic he's like the samurai of the group. He was like from a different planet almost. To me, he was amazing in the way he just carved out his own way. Dope tone, dope flow, almost like machine gun rap type stuff. So all of these brothers here inspired. Crash was another one. Crash was like more of like a laid back flow. He was also a producer as well. A lot of people ain't aware of him. Crash ended up doing a lot of artwork for me. He did the cover for Between Heaven and Hell for the Marvel's Team Up mixtape. He did the Cypher Up artwork. Crash has always been there with me working. And so that's the Arsonist family in a nutshell. There's obviously a lot to be said about that first album. And I think in time, and I hope that one day I could get some of the Arsonists on the show and, we could just reminisce in front of y'all and tell stories and stuff like that. But for now, this is what it is. This is, I'm just doing my best to kind of give y'all a quick summary. It is the 27th anniversary that passed this Monday. And it's just very surreal and here we are, man. And mad love to the Arsonists for giving me this experience and giving me these stories and all of that, man. Salute to Swell, Jice, Freestyle, Destroy, Ching, Kinetic, Crash, DJ Spin One, Matador Records, Fondulum Records, Searchlight, all the radio stations, everyone that just showed love and appreciation to the Arsonists. Thank you very much. Happy 27th anniversary to As the World Burns, ladies and gentlemen. I definitely will. No. Eventually, when people have time, and when we finally get to talk, we'll make it happen. One of them has to come on at some point. So what I would like to do now, hey yo, Stutters. We waiting on Stutters. So what I would like to do now is just give y'all a little something in the booth. We're gonna get in the booth. And we're going to do something based on the celebration of the Arsonists. So join me in the booth. Thank you. Mad love to y'all. We're not done. Which fader is for the beat again? Oh, okay, right here. And where's my mic? This one? Oh, okay, cool. Dope. All right, so we're going to get into it. Let's do it. I'll see y'all in the booth. Let it play. Yeah, let this play. Come on, leave it. We good. Yeah. Hopefully I know all the rhymes. And what? Rappers wanna bring it to me. Come on. Son, pyromaniacs. Son, listen. Now it's legend would have him a microphone grab habit, excels over the blab addicts, have him like they pissed off like missing a toilet. They plans I foiled it like I wrapped in tin paper, burn like skin scraper. The top kid, I'll take ya. I'm type nice, so think twice before you hold the device. Lyric shots precise, heads blind like 3 mice. Me shice must have me mistaken for the wrong spick. That kid's cut short. I'm the one with the long cord in track 1. I smack one rhyme at a time like kids acting up. I'm wild like a fight in a club. Heads is backing up. In the meantime, disaffect your filth on filth with a clean rhyme, gleam like Sheem Shine. Take your ass to home, the better dream mine. Be out of town for sundown. This block ain't big enough for the both of us. No chance of redemption like broken trust. Who tops the bottle cap? I sealed the whole 3-liter bottle. Rapper, let it go flat. Off through the offices in Brooklyn. Rah! Next. Now we're gonna do some rhyme time travel, son. Hopefully I know all of these. Happy anniversary, As the World Burns. 27th anniversary, baby. Rhyme time travel. We're gonna go 1979 first.
79.
Rhyme time travel. I'm taking you to 1979. This is how they did it. Say ho! Say ho, ho! With the A to the B, the C to the D. Come on, party people, get with me. Swing in, I give you what you need. Or just check the rhyme as I proceed. Or with the funk box, no dreadlocks. I keep a fade and stay well paid. A funky speaker, Puerto Rico without a doubt. A suckers wanna test, get smacked in the mouth with the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. Yo, kid, don't you play with me. R-E-S-P-E-C-T, cause I'm rolling with the R-S-C. You're with the arsonist to the Zulu nation. To the top, the destination with unity and elevation. Speak qunique meets innovation. That was 1979, and now we go into 1988. Arsonist, 1988. Setting fires. qunique. Swell. Destroy. Freestyle. Jice. A force of one, vocally sprayed by poetic machine gun. Acknowledge existence of a prodigy born son. Even the odds divide, come up with the sum. And the remainder will be one. Q-U-N-I, Q-U-E. Check the menu, you what'll it be? Steady flow, war, a lyrical pop. Cause I walk, talk, look, live, breathe, hip-hop. Futuristic b-boy, rock steady crew. Check your Chinese calendar, it's the year, the Q. Calm down my pace so you can hop along a lyrical roller coaster ride. As I once again climb slowly up the track, then fall in a poetical burst of an array of fat linguistic disperse. So get a grip like a Velcro strap, cause when I step up I kick the crazy rap. Conflict is none, the rhyme's outdone. Check the tactics to a force of one. That was 1988. Now this is 1999. Arsonist setting fires. Come on, happy 27th anniversary, As the World Burns. Listen. All throughout the seasonal, the epitome of hip-hop locks mic chords, the track boards, in spite of rap overlords. Went from out of the heaven street lessons to building tactics for rhythm speak. Q, you an artist studying the 1200 technique. Ceremonial master killer, apply the fat cap for the filler, and still in the yet you have no defense against my 6th step. The only thing that separates me from the mic is space and time, and it'll be a matter of minutes before orbit and grace will mine. Search a place to find qunique way up. Nah, first lines were written with radiate, hence the verse sublime. Used to listen to Ice Cube cursor rhyme, now I shine like sunrise in the summertime. I'm like, never mind, one of a kind. That was 1999, rhyme time travel, son. And now, 14 years of rap, arsonist, non-fiction. This shit happened for real, son. Haha. Cheer. qunique. Incineration of your whole generation X. Next context sounding similar to top 10. Must stop when I drop and it can take what I'm thinking. Iceberg, your brain state got your mind sinking open like the fat beats I'm blinking. Illiterate, you can't read between the lines, and 10 times the pen rhymes you write on blue lines. Exaggerated existence of commercials sounds like pussy politicians got political prisoners locked down. Hit you with the impact of a penny tossed off the observation deck of a skyscraper. Spot my paper like a board, a secret code, the vital data that can shatter government bodies. Rock parties like a boulder rolling through a nightclub. My bug at the fact, 14 years of rap only got me underground dap. I'm past that like I missed my stop on the A train. Here's the weight gain from the great brain past the straight bang. 14 years of rap, WHD. Uh-oh, blaze, son. Here we go. Yeah. Fully equipped with the mic and a spray can, I withstand any wicked plan. Conjured by a wicked man, a quicker hand to snatch up. Arsonist Q spark to match up. Ciphers and flames, nothing to lose. Whole lot to gain, so I remain the main master of ceremonial, like Puerto Rico remains prisoned by colonial. Over chopper curses could have faced my basic rhyme had a dab. You all standing in the maze. I laced the track up as if it was for Nike Air. All knowing MCs unaware couldn't compare. Glare outshine, radio rise, bring light to the subject of lyrical content. The rhythm give it, get this God shit. Blaze in the maze. Happy anniversary, Arsonists. 27 years of As the World Burns. Now we're gonna take it to the next joint. Ha ha. Gonna take a little date of birth detour. That's the second Arsonist album, y'all. Come on. Training, balance, focus, balance. Here we go. Language arts. Yeah. Enter the bragging. Qunique Chan from the province of hip-hop. Do bodily damage like a combination kick chop. Teacher Sifu Herc Sensei Bambada-san. Since I've studied techniques to drop the kata bomb. Jeet Kune flow, way of the intercepting rhyme. Battle to the last breath till my adversary declines. Trained to weapons, mic chucks, deadly spinning vinyl. The drunk monk breathing aerosol till I'm a Krylon wino. Unorthodox over traditional, I may condone it. Respectfully bow, never take your eyes off your opponent. Square off as I prepare in my rap stance. Defeat is a Buddha opportunity. That's a fat chance. They write the white belt and flow slow like Tai Chi. I'm like Freddy Fox possessed by the dragon. Don't bite me. Sidekicks don't move me and you seem to have no flavor left. I drop the flow Kashugi, make them all pray for death. Train to the samples done. Flip will wait like Sammo Hung. I need to handle guns. Watch and see me make this mammal run. At the end I retire undefeated. Live by the mountainside or write a book of 5 rings for you to read it. Training, balance, focus, challenge, meditate, silent, skill, talent, broken, pattern, have a seat and play your part. Check my language arts. Training, balance, focus, challenge, meditate, silent, skill, talent, broken, pattern, have a seat and play your part. Check my language arts. Brap! Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much for joining me today, celebrating 27 years of As the World Burns by the Arsonists. Mad love to the Arsonists. Mad love to our supporters and listeners worldwide. Also, please do not forget the brand new QR code, limited edition splattered colored vinyl is now on sale. Hit up qunique.com, q-unique.com to get your copies. Plus, there's a whole lot of other merch available right now for a limited time. Thank y'all for joining me tonight. I'll see y'all next Wednesday. Have a great weekend. Have a great week. Mad love to y'all. Peace!